deep bringing him around. They don't cut it up as much as they do on the slice trap. More of a wide play.
So 2nd down and 6. Straight handoff to Sellers, right side, big hole, 30. Drags a man to the 24-yard line as Brett Johnson rode him down, but not after a big gain, Terry.
From the 43, it looks like Jade's going to be tackled. They're going to mark it at the 23. 23 more yards for Jade, 76 on the night.
Well, he's approaching that 100-yard mark, Tommy. We're not out of the first half yet. First down, 10 yards to go for the Blue Devils at the 23-yard line of Cawood.
Good job by that offensive front as Brad Debin, Bubba Jennings, Jody Atwood, and Elliott Carson blew that hole open, and Bo Grissom with the lead block right there.
Well, Stafford now in at tailback as Sellers on the sidelines getting a breather. Reeder turns straight up the middle to Grissom, had a hole, and then got closed on rather quickly as Farley came up. He missed the first man, and then Farley got him, Tommy.
Yeah, Bubba Jennings was the lead blocker. We pulled Bubba and tried to kick on that down tackle. Looked like somebody scraped underneath Bubba. He had a pretty decent block on his man, but not much going on that play for the Blue Devils.
So 2nd down and 9, a pickup of a yard by Grissom. 4 minutes remain in the first half, 7-0, the Blue Devils on top. Stafford remains your tailback. Tressler split wide left. Cherry will now come in motion from the right to the left. Reeder, straight drop, has Carson, low throw, good catch, on in the feet, touchdown Blue Devils.
How in the world did he catch that one, Sam? That was off the shoe tops. We ran the play fake to the fullback, and Reeder hit him with a low pass, but Elliott Carson made up for the one he dropped earlier with a super catch, and he just kind of glides into the end zone for the touchdown.
And Tommy, for somebody who's 6'4", he reached down a long way to pick that one up.
He's got a longer way to go than most folks. Presley will attempt the PAT. Gannon will snap it to Reeder.
Presley says he's ready. Reeder takes the snap. Kick is low. Line drive, but it's still good. And with 3:43 remaining in the first half, your score 11-14. Cawood nothing. We'll be back in just a moment.
Elliott Carson catches a 22-yard touchdown pass when Jason Reeder has Lebanon goes 69 yards in 7 plays. Presley adds the extra point. 3:43 left in the first half. Lebanon leading Cawood 14-0.
And it will be Zachary to kick it off for the Blue Devils as Lee waits at his 10-yard line for the kick. He will come up, Will Lee, catch it about the 17, 20, 25, a little bit of a hole, and taken down at the 34-yard line as in on the tackle is Jeff Buchanan for the Blue Devils.
And I notice on the sideline, Kevin Wolf, the trainer for the Lebanon football team, working on Jody Atwood. It looks like they're adjusting maybe Jody's contact lenses, maybe working on his eye a little bit. I see John on the way over there. Maybe we'll have a report.
First down, 10 yards to go for the Trojans. They trail 14-0. Saylor will give it to the second back through. That is Curtis still on his feet. Good run as he takes some punishment and picks up about 12 yards out to the 46-yard line for a first down.
Does every team in the country run that play against us?
I mean, I think so, Tommy.
They've been on the phone to somebody because the second back through has been a thorn in our side for a long time, and they sure came up with it. John, what's the situation with Atwood?
I think he caught a finger in that, Tommy. They've just told him to hold a cold rag on it here for a few minutes. I think he's going to be all right.
So 1st and 10 for Cawood. Saylor play action fake, rolls right, and he turns off of his blocker, and there is number 28, Jeff Gannon. And Tommy, really looked like Saylor didn't see him.
Gannon kind of hid behind the blocker, Sam, and as he stepped out from behind that pulling guard to throw the football, Gannon waiting right there for him. Gannon, 6 foot, a 195-pound junior, defensive end for the Blue Devils with the tackle.
And Terry, we've had some success this evening on sacking the quarterback.
That was the 3rd sack of the night against Saylor, 3 sacks for minus 11 yards.
So it'll be 2nd down and 13 for the Trojans. 5-man line for the Blue Devils. Play action fake again by Saylor. Looks like he's trying to set up a screen. He is to the back on the left side. as Curtis rambles his way across first down yardage down to the 42-yard line of the Blue Devils, and a good play, Tommy.
Good play and a good offensive scheme by Coach Tim Saylor tonight. Outsized at almost every position. They're using their passing game to complement their running game. Short passes. They haven't thrown the football very deep. They've used the screens and the short stuff to try to make up for that running game.
Johnson split wide left, Middleton to the right. High formation behind Saylor. Johnson is the fullback. Long count by Saylor. Now he'll give it to the second man through, and this time not quite as much running room as Lehue, Gannon, and Crockett in on the tackle, and that belly-to-belly didn't work that time.
Didn't do very good for Cawood on that particular play. Timeout's going to be called by Cawood High School. So with 1:38 to go in the half, Lebanon leads 14-0, and we'll be right back. Back at Lebanon High School, Tommy Bryan, Sam Axley, Terry Stafford, and a cold and wet John Bryan down on the field. And John, do you have dry clothes on there somewhere?
Well, I'm totally inside my parka now, Tommy, so my arms are quite wet and cold, and at this point, we're looking forward to halftime.
It is second down and 11 in an interesting formation.
The old polecat.
All the lines on the right side. Saylor all alone. He's got some company. He's going to try to run, throws it up, has a man. It's complete for the first down and more. They're going to break it. Flag down. Could be a penalty that will bring it back. And Ricky Phillips is hollering, bring it back. He got mugged down at about the 20-yard line. But Tommy, Saylor got it off, but he had some pressure on an interesting play.
What folks in Lebanon have called the polecat formation, the old, some people call it the cornfield spread, but eligible receiver all over the place. Wide outs, and the center is an eligible receiver on that play. Lebanon got good pressure, and on the scramble, Saylor was able to buy himself some time, but most of that's going to come back as the mark-off is going to be against Cawood.
They will actually pick up some yardage. Unfortunately, the clip on that play will bring it back to the 37-yard line, so it will now be second down and right at 5 yards to go with 1:26 remaining in the first half. A little more conventional set this time by the Trojans, except they're missing a player. Now Saylor in a shotgun formation has two backs in front of him. Blue Devils jumping around on defense. Good snap to Saylor. He's got plenty of time to throw it. Now it collapses, and what a tackle by Trey Reynolds.
One-armed him to the ground, Sam, as those bench presses in the summer pay off for Trey Reynolds, as he got Saylor by the back of the jersey and just flings him to the ground for the loss.
So it will be now third down and 13 yards to go for the Trojans. 1 minute remaining here in the first half, as they need to reach the 31-yard line for the first. Middleton splits wide to the right side. Johnson to the left. And play action to Curtis. Saylor rolling, still going, can't find anybody. Now unloads in the middle of that zone. He's got a man for the first down. Down to the 24-yard line goes Jeremy Lee.
Saylor's a pretty good athlete, folks, as he's able to buy some time on that rollout, allow those receivers to break open. Cawood's going to take a timeout here, so with 39 seconds to go in the half, we'll be back in just a moment. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Lebanon High School ran out of the polecat every now and then when Clifton Tribble was the head coach at Lebanon back in the mid to late 60s, and that was kind of shades of that when Cawood bounced out in that weird formation.
So it'll be first and 10 for Cawood at the 25-yard line. 39 seconds. Saylor in the shotgun yet again. He has one back behind him. Pressure from the left side, picked up by the back. Saylor lets it go, has a man in and out of the hands. He was wide open on the far side of the field was Johnson, but that'll go as an incompletion.
Lebanon dropped into the nickel defense. We had three defensive backs deep. We dropped the strong safety to a corner, and one of those defensive ends drops off in the flat. So we wind up with our two linebackers coming on a blitz. Elliott excuse me, Ian Crockett slides over to a defensive end spot, so we kind of have 6 people rushing the quarterback and 5 back in pass coverage.
Second down and 10. 32 seconds remain in the first half. Saylor in that shotgun. Snap to him. Straight play. He wants to set up the screen. Inside screen, and taken down quickly is Johnson. He is kept in the field. Only a, well, looks like a short loss on the play. 20 seconds as the clock continues to run. Saylor trying to get the play off. The snap to him, and he will throw it out of bounds, stopping the clock with 11 seconds. But, Tommy, that'll bring up 4th down.
And, John, there was a time in your life when you would have caught that football.
Well, there was a time in my life I cared, Tommy.
Just out of curiosity, Tommy, do you think John is a little irritable that he is wet and on the sideline?
I think that cold water running down your neck will have an adverse effect on somebody's personality. Hang in there, John. You're just a few seconds till halftime.
It will be for the Trojans. 4th down and 10. 11 seconds remain in the first half. They will send 3 wide receivers in. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Shotgun formation by Saylor. Blue Devils look like they're coming. They're sending 6. Man, deep ball up in the air. He's got a man in the end zone. It is overthrown and knocked out of bounds as Ricky Phillips gets a hold of it. So with 4 seconds remaining in the first half, Tommy, the Blue Devils get the ball, and I'd pretty much expect to see a knee out of Reeder.
Man, these guys have thrown everything at us but the kitchen sink. What an offensive package tonight by Cawood. We've seen the shotgun, the polecat. We've seen the trips formation. They've brought the whole thing with them tonight, and these guys are going after it. Cawood comes in 0-4 tonight, but they're not letting down.
With a 14-0 your score, Lebanon headed toward halftime. 4 seconds remain, first down, and Stafford your tailback. Reeder looks over the defense. He'll just take a knee, as we said, and that'll do it for the first half as the Blue Devils lead 14-0 over Cawood. It is homecoming 1994.